Hey guys, how you doing? I am Deshawn. Y'all will not believe what I'm about to tell y'all. Hold up. Baby. Okay, let me say my grace. God's great, God's good. Let's take our food by the hand. Let's faith, give us our daily bread. Amen. So, the doorbell. The doorbell rang. And I looked at the camera and I'm like, who is it? And then I saw that they had, their briefcase and, a whole lot of equipment and whatnot. And so I was like, oh, they finna. In my mind, I was thinking they was finna do that balance test again. That's what I was thinking, right? So I opened the door and I was like, who are you? What do you want? And they was like, I'm here. Okay, here's the thing. He, the way he had an accent. He had an accent. You know what I'm saying? So, from what I understood, he said, I'm here to do your testing. I said, what test? Because I already did the test already. And remember, I told you I ain't want to do that balance test no more. So I'm like, what test? He said, EKG. I was like, oh, okay. So I let him in. And I said, I think I took that test already. Right, y'all? Didn't I do the EKG test already? I thought I did. That's what I told him. I said, I think I took this test already. He was like, well, that's what they want me to do, or whatever. And I was like, you're not going to give me a shot. I remember asking him that, you're not going to give me a shot. And he said, mm-mm. He was like, you can just sit down and I do everything. So I was looking at the machine and whatnot. And he get to opening things and putting up stuff on his little laptop thing. So he said, so I sat down. Why when I sat down, y'all, I almost sat on he had like some other stuff that was sitting like on the couch. I almost sat on it. I was like, oh my bad. He started laughing. So then he said, take your socks off. You want me to take my socks off? He was like, yeah, take your socks off. So I can understand a little bit what he's saying. So I took my socks off. And then them little things that he had took out the little thing. He was like, I'm gonna put this on your foot, and he raised my foot up and he stuck it to my foot. Baby, that thing was so cold. It was so cold. So he stuck it. Cause I asked him, I seen him say both socks off. He said, yeah. So he stuck them to the bottom of my feet, and it was cold. Next thing I know, he took this machine. It looked like a blood pressure machine, and he put it on both my legs. And that thing, I could have sworn I done did this before. I promise y'all. If I did it before, y'all was with me. Didn't I do this before? So he put it on my legs, and I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I done did this already. Then I started trying to remember. I'm like, well, maybe this one of them tests you got to take several times. That's what I was thinking, right? So, next thing I know, he put one on my arms. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what is this doing? He said, it's the EKG test. That's how he kept saying. So he put it on my arms, like right here where my muscles at. So I'm looking at him. First of all, he is tall as I don't know what. Now y'all know our friend. Y'all know our friend. He tall. So if you're taller than our friend, you are super tall. So I asked him. I said, how tall are you? And he told me, he said, But when he said it at first, I couldn't understand what he said. Y'all, I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, what you say? He said 6'9". I said, you 6'9"? He said, yeah. I was like, okay. He said, how tall are you? I said, well, I said, normally I'm 6'9" too. I said, but today I'm not. It's just depending on the day of the week. So he started laughing or whatever, So, and when he started laughing, y'all hear, cute little smile, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking too much, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking too much. So, mind you, he looked like a baby. He was tall. He was tall. But he looked like a baby, y'all. He looked like a real tall baby. So I asked him, because I told y'all he had an accent, right? I'm like, where you from? I don't know what he said at first. I was like, what? So he said it again. He said, Haiti. So I repeated it. I said, Haiti? And he was like, yeah. He said, do you know people from Haiti? I was like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told him. Maybe, because I know a lot of people. So he done cut this machine on. This machine is squeezing the life out of me. It was squeezing my arms and squeezing my what you call this thing? Calf muscles. Right? Is that what it's called? Calf muscles, yeah. So I'm like, I said, what is this test doing to me? He was like, that's when he explained to me. He said he does not speak a lot of English. I was like, I said, what do you speak? You know what I'm saying? I wanted to know because maybe he speak a language, another language that I could understand, whatever do. So I was like, what do you speak? He was like, I speak French. So when he said that, of course, y'all know who popped in my head when he said he speak French. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, a long time. Well, he was like, he was asking me questions, he was like, do you understand what I'm saying? I was like, just a little bit. I said, do you understand what I'm saying? He said, I'm not good at speaking English. He said, but I am learning. And he said, you're teaching me. I said, who teaching you? He said, you. He said, by you talking to me, it's teaching me how to speak English. I was like, oh. Y'all know I'm a talker. So I was like, let me talk to him and teach him some English, you know what I'm saying? So I asked him, I said, is your family here with you? You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah. He said what he say, 3 sisters and his mama, they all here. And he said, who here with you? I said, my whole family here. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Not my whole family. But I got a lot of family here, that's what I told him. He was like, who's here with you right now? I was like, it's a lot. So then he looking around. He was like, what's that noise? So y'all know the yard man be doing the grass sometimes. So that's what I told him. I said, that's the yard man. He said, what's that? I said, it's the man who come and cut the grass and do stuff in the yard. And he wasn't understanding. So I'm like, it's a man. He outside cutting the grass outside. He was like, huh? Like he didn't understand. I was like, I ain't know how to. I ain't know what to say, y'all. I ain't know what to say. I was like, yeah. So then the yard man proceeded to go to the back of the house. So you can hear him in the back of the house. So Then he asked me, he was like, who is it? I was like, the same person, the yard man. He was like, husband? I said, the yard man. He said, boyfriend? The yard man, the man cutting the grass. Man, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to make him understand. He said, do you need husband or boyfriend? I said, what? Why you ask me that? He was like, do you need one? I said, do you need one? You somebody asked me, do I need one? Do you need one? And he was like, laughing. And I was like, I don't know, y'all. I really was ready for him to go because him, you say you don't speak a lot of English, you don't understand, but why you asking me questions about husband and boyfriend and whatnot? So he was like, he said he don't have anybody. That's what I understood a little bit. I was like, you just told me you got your sisters and your mama and your people here. He was like, he don't have no wife. I said, oh. I said, okay. I said, well, I'm pretty sure you'll find one day. So he told me how long he was here. He said he had been here for, I can't even remember. I think he said like 4 years, whatever. I was like, well, one day you'll find somebody. And he was like, you. I said, you. He said, you. I found you. You found who? He was like, I found you. I was like, wait a minute now. I said, you didn't find me. He was like, he said, you need husband, you need boyfriend. I was like, no, I don't. He was like, who here with you? I said, why you keep asking me that? He said, who is here with you? I was like, my family, everybody here with me. He was like, no, your husband, your boyfriend, where is he? I was like, wait, why you keep asking me that? By this time, y'all, I was kind of getting irritated. I was ready. I was ready for him to be done because he ain't understanding nothing I'm saying. I can't understand what he's saying. So I was like, are you finished? He was like, almost. So he took it off my feet. And when because he had the things at the bottom of my feet, he took it off. And then he picked up my feet and he started like massaging my feet. And I was like, I was trying to think. I was like, the last time I got this done, did they massage my feet? Because I do remember. Y'all remember I did have that doctor. I forgot what he came over and did and whatnot. But remember he did massage my feet. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, so yeah, this must be like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, I felt like I had the EKJD done before or whatever. So he was massaging my feet. And he was looking at me. He was like, I was like, you like feet? He was like, I like you. I was like, you don't know me. He was like, I don't know you. He said, I want to know you. I was like, see, by this time, I was really ready for him to go. I was really ready for him to go. Because, first of all, I can't understand you. You can't understand me. How you gonna like somebody you don't even know? That's what I said. I said, you can't like nobody you don't know. He was like, I can get to know you. I was like I think it's funny how when I asked him about anything to do with this test that he doing, he don't speak good English, But when it comes to talking about husband, boyfriend, and everything else like that, he understand. So now I was really ready for him to go. I was like, "You finished?" He was like, "Almost." So he started massaging like he took the machine off my calf muscles and he started massaging my calf muscles or whatever. So I was like, "You don't know what this test do?" He was like, "No." He shook his head, "No." I was like, "I think this test is testing my blood flow. I think I've done this before." I said, "I think it's testing my blood flow, whatever." And he was like, "Maybe." So you understood when I said that. He was like, he was smiling or whatever. I was like, Yeah, I was so ready for him to go. Then, yeah, the things on my arm, they were squeezing my arm. Then he told me, he said, where I'm from, he said, "I am a fighter." I said, "So what you trying to say? You want to fight me?" That's what popped up in my head. I was like, "Oh, he gonna try me. He wants to try me. He want to fight." That's what popped up in my head. I said, "You want to fight me?" He was like, "No." He said, "Where?" He said, "Where I'm from, I'm a fighter." He said, "That's what we do. We fight." I was like, "Well, what y'all be fighting for?" He was like, "That's what we do." So he said he fight like you. Okay, the way I understood it is like, you know how we have soldiers where they from, they have fighters. That's how I understand it. It don't even matter, you know what I'm saying? I don't even care, you know what I'm saying? I'm really ready for him to go. So he was like, "I'm a fighter," and I'm like, well, "You keep on saying that like you want to fight me. Do you want to fight me?" I was like, "Cause we can fight or whatever." And he was like, "No, I don't want to fight you." I was like, okay. He was like, I want to be your boyfriend, husband. I was like, "Here we go again." I was like, "Yo, so you finished yet?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm done." So he started unhooking it from my arm. So I was like, "Okay, he finna get his stuff. He finna go." So he started putting the stuff together and everything. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, he getting ready to go." But he put all of the machine and stuff together. He asked me, he said, "Where the trash can at?" I said, "Don't even worry about it." I said, "I throw it in the trash." He was talking about the little sticky things. I said, "Don't even worry about it. I throw it in the trash." I said, "You done?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm done." He was like, What are you finna do? Why are you worried about what I'm finna do?" Mind you, he stood up. When he stood up, I was like, "Why is my hair?" Listen, my hair feel like they standing up on my arm. But when he stood up, to me, that's saying you want some action. You want to fight. So I stood up. I was like, "Okay, I ain't finna be sitting down in this tall, lanky thing. I ain't finna mollywop me." So I stood up too, and he was like, "Can I have a hug?" What? He said, "A hug." He said, "I need a hug," and I was like, "Oh Jesus." I was like, "You thirsty? You want some water?" You know, I was trying to distract this man. I was trying to make him understand that he'd get out of here. I said, "You thirsty? You want some water? Are you hungry?" I was like, "That's what it is. He's thirsty and he's hungry. He's been working all day." That's what I said to him. I said, "You can have some water. I can give you some water." I said, "I can give you something to eat. I can feed you and everything." And he was like, "Yeah, it is hot." I said, "Yes, it is hot." Because y'all know we in Texas. So I was like, "Let me get this man some water to get him up out of here." So I walked to the kitchen. And the part of me was like, "Let me go to the kitchen and then be up out this mug." But I was thinking, with him being as tall as he is, and I felt in my spirit if I tried to take off running, Chanae was gonna trip me, and it would have been a mess. So I was like, "I'm not gonna do that." So I went to the kitchen and I grabbed him a water and I grabbed him a salad. You know, them salads I be eating. I was like, I looked at him. I said, "This," and he was like, he shook his head, "Yes." I said, "Okay." He hungry and he's thirsty. I said, "Okay." So I walked over to him, handed it to him, and I was like, okay, bye. And he was like, thank you. I was like, you're welcome. And he was like, can I have a bag? I was like, oh my goodness. Now he needs a bag. And y'all know I got bags. So I grabbed a plastic bag. He put stuff in the plastic bag. And then, here I am. Me and Chennai, we going towards the door. I'm looking at him like, follow me. You know what I'm saying? That's the look I gave him, like get your. So, next thing I know, he looking around. Like, that is so disrespectful. You don't go looking around nobody's house. Who you looking for? I said, excuse me, what are you doing? He was like, who's here with us? I was like, why? Why you want to know who here with us? Like, why you keep asking stuff like that? He was like, who's here with us right now? Who's here with us? I was like, listen. I was like, you need to go. So then he walked up to me, whatever, and then he like wrapped his arms around me and he whispered in my ear, and he was like, I want you. I was like, no, get up off me. You can't have me. No, no, you can't have me. He was like, he tried to hug me again, but I swerved, you know what I'm saying? I swerved, you know what I mean? I was like, no, you can't have me. And he was like, who room is that right there? Don't ask me about no rooms. Don't ask me who I'm with. Don't ask me none of that. Get up out of here. That's what I said, right? So he was like, I want to take you to one of these rooms. You don't speak no good English, but you can say that? I was like, nah, you got to go. I was like, for real. I said, because my boyfriend and my husband is watching the cameras right now, and they will pop up. He was like, you want me to be your boyfriend and your husband? I was like, no. I was like, y'all, open the door. I unlock the door. Open the door. I'm like, you got to go. I was like, because my husband and my boyfriend, they're watching the cameras and they see you and you got to go. He was like, can I call you? No. He's like, can you call me? No. I was like, no. I have a boyfriend and I have a husband. No. Plus I have a lot of brothers. He was like, I could be your boyfriend, your husband. I said, no, you can't. I said, you need to leave. You need to go back this door. He was like, just call me. I was like, I can't get him to understand that now, but woo. I was like, I can't call you. He was like, give me your phone number. I was like, I don't have no phone number. He was like, well, he knew I had a phone because when he first got here and he was telling me the thing about the EKG, I was putting it in my phone. So he knew I had a phone. So I was like, I don't have no number. I can't give you my number. He was like, well, I'm gonna give you mine. So he wrote his number down and gave it to me and everything. I was like, okay, bye. So I was trying to close the door, but he was standing in the door. Now here's the thing. Don't you ever be in my house and I'm finna close my door and you trying to stop my door from closing, because all I gotta do is hit the button and yeah, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say all that to him, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, if he don't get away from this door right now, I'm gonna press this button and he's going to jail. And I really didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do all that. I was like, just let him leave, Lord, just please let him just leave. So then he was like, so he was still talking, y'all. I didn't understand nothing he was saying. Whew, I wasn't even listening. So when I finally got him to step past the threshold, baby, I closed that door with the quickness. He talking about, call me. Y'all, I locked that door so fast. And a part of me, I was like, let me call my brothers. Let me call my brothers and tell them about this man. I said, no. Let me call my friends. No, let me call. Baby, it was so many people popping up in my head. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Because I don't. I'm not gonna do that because it will start. It'll be a mess. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a mess. So I was like, let me call his boss. So that's what I did. I called his boss, trying to let them know what was going on and everything because he don't need to go to nobody else acting like that because that he ooh. Mm. See, good thing is, you know, I got God on my side. I got Jesus. You know, Jesus is my best friend. Because if I was one of them females that was like really scary, I could have like it could have went way left. You know what I mean? But I stayed calm. And I let him know. I was like, it don't matter what you think you about to do. You can't do it because it's cameras all up in this house. They see you looking and everything. They see you. Soon as you drove up, the cameras, they see you. He was like, the cameras? I said, yeah, cameras. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? I let him know, you are on camera. They see everything you are doing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's part of the reason why he just went ahead and stepped out because I told him it's cameras watching you. And I told him, I said, my husband and my boyfriend and my brothers, they are watching you. And I was like, they see your vehicle. They see what you're driving. They see what you look like. They will come and get you. You know what I mean? So I let him know, like, I'm not the one. Like, why? This man don't even know me. Why you trying to make, why do you want to be my husband? Why do you want to be my boyfriend? You don't know me. What is wrong with these men? Why y'all want to listen? I'm looking rough in the mug today. You know what I'm saying? My lips crusted in the mug. Breath was hot. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't know he was coming. You know what I'm saying? If I would have knew he was coming, not necessarily him, but if I would have knew the gentleman was coming, y'all know I would have been looking like a little something. But I wasn't expecting him, so I was looking like I'm looking now, baby. Looking like I'm looking now. Ooh. So I'm debating on if I want to tell. So I already told his manager and all that. I already told them everything. But I was debating on if I want to tell my people. Because if I tell my people, it's going to go differently. Yeah, they're going to look at the cameras. And they're gonna see him. And they're going to find out all the information about him. They're going to know where he stays. And, you know what I mean? And, yeah. Y'all know. So I was like, do I want to tell my people? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to tell my people? That's what I was thinking. And then I thought about my friend, our friend. I thought about him. I was like, he tall. Both of them tall. And I was like, I wonder. No. I was like, I ain't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to put him in no mess because I don't want him to think, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all know he's not from here. So I was like, I don't want him to think, females from Texas bring trouble. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want him to think that, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I ain't going to call and tell him nothing. But who I did talk to, but I ain't telling him what happened. But who had calmed me down, I had talked to Caesar. You know our friend Caesar? Or how you say his name? Cesar. Yeah, so I had talked to him and, he made me laugh and everything. That calmed me down. But it's like, yeah, that dude, you can't be going to your patients' houses and, trying to find you a mate. You can't do that. Like, where he say he's from, yeah, we don't do that in Texas. You know what I'm saying? And then who popped up in my head? Y'all know my homegirl, the one who do. Y'all know she looking for somebody like that. She popped up in my head, but y'all know I don't be hooking up people no more. Y'all know I don't do that no more. But she popped up in my head, and I was like, do do I want her to know about him? Because she would like that. She into that kind of stuff. With him being young and everything, she like him young. I was like, yeah, she would really like that. But I was like, nah. I don't know him. You know what I mean? I don't know him. So I don't hook up people no more. I don't do that no more. But, you know what I'm saying? I just thank Jesus. I thank God that he left when he did, because if I would have pressed the button, it would have went differently. It would have been different. It would have been different. So I done ate my food. I'm calm now, like I said. No. Wait. Hold up. Yo. OMG. I just thought about something. Okay. That wasn't Caesar. That wasn't Caesar who I had told. OMG. It wasn't him, y'all. See, I was so discombobulated. See, that's what happened, y'all. I told the wrong person. But it was, it was cool. The person I told, you know what I'm saying? He made me laugh, which was, but it wasn't Caesar, y'all. It wasn't Caesar. I'm glad I didn't tell Caesar, because Caesar would have, baby, Caesar would have been here so he would have been here so fast with the snap of the finger. He would have been right there at my door. So I'm glad it wasn't Caesar that I had told. It was our new friend. Our new. Have I told y'all about the new one? I told y'all a little bit about him, but woo! I got some other stuff to tell y'all about him. You know what I'm saying? I got some more stuff to tell y'all about him, but not right now. Not right now. But he cooled him up. So I'm glad it wasn't Caesar that I had called. And that's another thing. Y'all, like the other day, I was meaning to call one of the other ones, but I called her. I be getting them mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I don't be looking when I be, yeah. So it wasn't Caesar, y'all. It wasn't Caesar. I'm glad it was not Caesar, because yeah, it would have been real bad if it was Caesar. But it was the new one. It was the new one. Maybe that's why he was laughing, because he was like, what is she talking about? I just realized it wasn't Caesar, y'all. It was one I told y'all a little bit about him, but that's why he was laughing and everything. He didn't know what I was talking about. I'm so glad, God works in mysterious ways. He works in mysterious ways, because I'm thinking I'm talking to Caesar this whole time, and I just realized right now at this moment that was not Caesar or Caesar, however you say his name. It was not him. It was the new one. And I'm glad it was the new one, because the new one, you know what I'm saying, like I said, he don't know. So I'm so glad it was him. And God set it up like that, because if it would have been Caesar, it would have been different. Because y'all know Caesar and my bro, they cool. So if it was Caesar would have told my bro, and it would have been bad. It would have been very bad. So I'm so glad it was the wrong one. Listen, y'all. Yeah. Pray for me. Because I be trying to stay to myself. I promise you, I do. But it's always somebody's child thinking that I'm looking for a boyfriend or a husband or whatever. I'm not. I don't. Even these ones, these elderly people, these women that tell me about their son and their grandson, and I'm not looking for nobody. I'm not. You ain't gotta hook me up with nobody. So, so that's how it went today. That's how it went, y'all. I thank y'all so much for listening. Y'all done calm me down talking to y'all and laughing with our new friends I gotta tell y'all about. Oh, MG, OMG. Okay. Don't get excited, y'all, because I mean, I'm not looking at him like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at him. I'm not looking at none of them like that. I'm not looking at nobody like that. Nobody, you know what I mean? Whew. But I'm glad my nerves is calm. I need to put something on my lips. My lips is dry. My lips are dry. I've been drinking water. Are y'all proud of me? Y'all been drinking a lot of water. What do y'all think, y'all? Did I handle the situation good? Did I? I feel like I did. Nobody was physically hurt. So I felt like I handled the situation good. Should I tell my peoples about it? I mean, they gonna see the video anyways. So hopefully by the time they see it, yeah, hopefully. I mean, they gonna see it, y'all. They gonna see it. They gonna see this video. And you know who else gonna see this video? Y'all already know. Yeah, he gonna be big mad. He gonna be mad. And I mean, it is what it is. I can't stop him. Cause once he see the video, cause he watch my videos, maybe this particular video he won't see. Cause you know he be busy and everything. Maybe this particular video he will not see. Maybe nobody will see this video. I mean, they gonna see it because I'm a poster, you know what I'm saying? But maybe they won't see it until we like 100 something years old, like when we 200, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll see it then. Hopefully they won't see it now. Because if they see it now, Baby, do you hear my stomach growling? I just ate. Y'all saw everything I just ate. And my stomach growling like I ain't fed it nothing. And I'm not even hungry. Am I hungry? I'm not even hungry. I don't know why my stomach growling like that. My lips dry. That's what I need to do. I need to drink me a bunch of water. That's why my stomach growling, because I need to drink me a bunch of water. I've been drinking a lot of water though, y'all. Y'all proud of me? So my stomach is so disrespectful. I can't believe my stomach's making all that noise. OMG. It's like my stomach is trying to talk to y'all. Do y'all hear my stomach? Yo, let me let y'all go for real. I thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all be blessed.